All right, let's talk about meditation. We're going to strip away all the mystery and uncover a simple, really powerful practice that could genuinely change your life. And I want you to forget everything you think you know about it, needing hours of silence or a perfectly empty mind. We're starting with just 5 minutes.
It sounds almost too good to be true, right? Can a commitment that small, just 5 minutes, really lead to huge, lasting change? Well, that's the big question we're tackling today. And our guide for this journey is, believe it or not, living proof that the answer is yes. And this powerful quote comes from her, Suzanne Giesemann. Her story is what makes this so incredible. She went from being a complete skeptic about meditation to someone whose entire reality shifted, all because of this one simple daily practice.
So let's get into her story, because honestly, to really get the power of this practice, you have to understand the person who discovered it, and she is probably not who you're picturing in your head right now. That's right. Our guide on this journey isn't some lifelong guru from a remote ashram. She's a former U.S. Navy commander, a person who walked the halls of the Pentagon, who flew on Air Force One. Her world was built on logic, on facts, on structure, which makes her discovery here all the more incredible. Her journey didn't start because she wanted to de-stress or find a little calm. It was a deeply personal mission. After the tragic death of her stepdaughter, Susan, she just had this feeling, this knowing that meditation was the key to connecting with her, to finding out if her spirit had survived. And it worked. The encounters she had were profound. But what she also found were all of these other unexpected benefits, what she calls the icing on the cake. So let's talk about this icing on the cake, because what she stumbled upon really covers the whole spectrum, from our physical well-being to our deepest sense of who we are. And what's so fascinating is how these benefits really fall into two different camps. On one side, you've got the stuff science can measure: less stress, lower blood pressure, even a calmer temper. The practical wins. But on the other side, that's the metaphysical stuff, the things that change you from the inside out, truly knowing yourself, expanding your intuition, and finding this deep, unshakable sense of peace. So here's the key idea, this concept of a higher self. Just think of it as the part of you that's pure love, the part that's always connected to the source of, well, everything. The problem, our daily minds are so noisy, so full of chatter, that we just can't hear its voice. Meditation is basically the act of turning down the volume on all that noise so we can finally listen. Okay, but how does this actually work, like on a practical, scientific level? Let's take a quick look at what's really happening inside your brain when you sit down to meditate.
First, we have to think about consciousness a little differently. It's not just being awake. Picture it more like an eternal, all-knowing field of awareness that's present in every single living thing. And you aren't separate from it. You are a focused point of that greater consciousness. That idea alone is a huge shift in perspective. And here's the science part. Day to day, when you're busy, stressed, thinking a million thoughts, your brain is humming along in a fast beta state. Meditation is simply the act of deliberately slowing those brainwaves down. You shift into the calmer alpha state, and with practice, you can get to that deep, intuitive theta state. It's not magic, it's a trainable skill. You're just learning to shift your own consciousness.
Okay, so that's the what and the why. Now, let's get to the how, because this is where we tackle the biggest questions, the roadblocks that stop most people before they even start. This is always the first question, isn't it? Everybody wants to know, how much time do I really have to commit to this? And the answer, it might actually surprise you. Just 5 minutes. That's it. Seriously, the whole key here is quality over quantity. 5 minutes of sincere, focused intention is so much more powerful than 20 minutes of just sitting there frustrated, fighting your thoughts, and waiting for the timer to go off. And here we go. This is the big one. The number one reason people give up and say, you know what, meditation just isn't for me. It's that runaway, chattering mind that just will not be quiet. So the solution is beautifully counterintuitive. You don't fight the chatter. You actually lean into it. The source suggests starting with prayer. Just think of it this way. Prayer is the active part. It's the talking. Meditation is the passive part. It's the listening. You do one to get ready for the other. So what does that actually look like? Well, you start by chattering, but with a purpose. You talk from your heart and soul, to God, to your guides, your angels, whatever feels right for you. Share your hopes, your fears. Say what you're grateful for. By directing your thoughts this way, you give your brain a job. You essentially wear it out so that when you're done, it's finally ready for the quiet that follows.
Which brings us to the core technique of this entire explainer. This is it, a simple, really memorable acronym that gives you a clear roadmap for your 5 minutes of quiet time. So let's walk through the Bless Me method. It starts with B for breathe, just to relax your body. L is for lift your spirit with a happy thought or gratitude. E is for expand your awareness outward. The first S is surrender your ego. The second S is to shift your focus inward. M is for merge with your higher self. And finally, E is for experience. Just sit in the quiet and see what happens. This structure gives your brain a path to follow so it doesn't get lost. Now, a tool this powerful isn't just about feeling calm for 5 minutes. It's about what you do with that newfound connection. This is where we start to see meditation not just as a practice, but as the way you consciously start to create the life you actually want to live.
But, and this is a really crucial point, you have to be patient. This isn't some magic pill where everything changes overnight. The transformation is often really gradual. You'll notice it in the small things first, like how you react more calmly in traffic, or how you just feel a little more in sync with life. Keeping a journal is a great way to look back and see just how far you've come.
And this final quote just brings the whole idea together perfectly. I mean, think of your life as a blank canvas. Your beliefs are the brushes, your desires are the colors you have to work with. And by harnessing your own consciousness through meditation, you become the artist. You are the one in control of what appears on that canvas. So that's the final thought I want to leave you with. If you are the artist and you have all the tools and all the paint you need right there inside of you, what kind of masterpiece are you going to create?